Good morning, guys. This is my second video of this morning. I wanted to talk to you guys about what I've been doing since I don't really post regularly, whatever, on YouTube. I do follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I do post regularly, blah, on there. Um, I just haven't had time to sit down and actually make a video. And Wednesday mornings for me just seems like a great time because I get here way before I'm supposed to clock in. And the boss is okay with that because he thinks I'm getting stuff done and I'm actually just sitting here eating and watching movies. So, um, but I wanted to discuss what I've been studying, what I've accomplished. Excuse me, Coke in the morning makes you burp. Um, and then some more thoughts on my "What do you guys think?" Part 1 video. I wanted to broaden or expand on that topic. Um, So what I've been studying and what I've been reading, hold on, what book have I read last? Um, it's about angels. That's it. Haha. It's the angels within us, or something like that. It's an old book. I first got it because I got the second book, How to Incorporate Angel Energy into Your Life, and it started talking about different angels that I've never heard of, um, like the angel of justice and independence, the angel of imagination and realization, um, reality, not realization. Um, one second. All right. I'm talking about these different angels in the 21 different angels, and from my state of angels, I've never heard anything like that, so I had to go back and buy the book that explained it, and that's what I've been reading. I haven't got really far into it. Um, the guy in the book basically tells you about his experience with the angels and experience of his readers and those who have attended his classes, and how some have, excuse me, how some have saved people's lives, have healed them, have gone through past transformational work, um, which is all well and good, which is it is awesome to see others' experiences. I just haven't gotten really far in the book because usually when I get home late at night or when I get home after work, I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. So it's kind of hard to sit down and read a book when you're half awake. Um, so yeah, um, what I have accomplished is, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that I just got my certification to do angel light healing or to help bring angels in. It's called Angel Light Initiation Facilitator, something like that. That's what the certificate says. But I was attuned to help bring angels into others' lives if they don't have the connection, or I can help them make the connection. Um, or I can just do an angel healing, which is very simple. Um, it's a psychic healing, but you call in the angels of healing, and you can call in different archangels depending on the situation, and you actually just it's a hands-on thing, or it doesn't have to be. Um, but if you have a hands-on client, you just put one hand at the crown chakra, one at the heart, or one at the solar plexus, depending on how you feel. And you keep your hands there the entire session. Um, it's very powerful. I mean, anyone can do this. You don't need to be attuned. You can just call in the angels of healing and ask to be healed. And at the end of it, you do need to give gratitude and thanks, um, because they are helping you. Even though that's their purpose in life is to help humanity, it does help when you show gratitude toward them because they are more likely to come back and bless you with other things in that nature. Um, The second thing that I got yesterday, actually, yesterday night, I got my Shambhala Reiki Master certificate. which I did my Shambhala four attunements, actually in a weekend. That was a crazy weekend. Super energetic, and it was a crazy weekend. But I decided to do it that way. Um, the one that said don't do it all at once, I did it Friday and did the last one Sunday. Did two Friday and the last two Sunday. She's like, I don't recommend doing all four attunements at once. I have had students who have done that and not slept for 3 days, and I was like, I can't do that. I need to sleep. I need to sleep. So I did two, and then I did two. And it's really interesting. It's actually an addition on to Reiki. I am a Reiki master. So it's an addition on to Reiki. It's called Shambhala Multidimensional Healing. Um, when you work with Shambhala, all you have to do is call on Shambhala itself. It's not a deity. It's not. This is his type of energy. And there's over 200 symbols, but you only get like 20 of them because everything else is intuitive. And so once you continue practicing, you'll get the symbols that you need in a certain area. They'll come flashing to you, and you just use the symbol or the name or what have you. If any of you are familiar with Reiki, there are symbols that are involved that you draw to increase your power or work with emotions or work with mental states. Same for Shambhala. They use the same symbols. They even go as far as using the master symbol in the second degree, which is kind of cool. They use a lot of other symbols as well. This is what I wanted to learn when I studied Penzak's Reiki Magic book. I wanted to study those and learn those, but I didn't feel like I had a connection to them yet. And now I do, so it's exciting. But when it says multidimensional, it means it heals not just the physical self, but it goes. It's easier to dive further into the past, or even further into the future, or to your past self, or on other levels of healing that Reiki couldn't necessarily reach. Um, it's a fantastic and very, very energized healing method, and you only need about 10 to 15 minutes of it. You can go more, you can go less, you can't really do anything wrong, but that's the same thing with Reiki. You can't really do anything wrong, you can't have too much, you can't overdose on it, and it's not going to make the person, i.e. the healer, me, or anyone else, it's not going to make them or give them the other people's sickness or illness or whatever, because when you're channeling Reiki, you're basically a hollow bone channeling Reiki, and it acts as a protection from whatever your negativity or whatever you're getting out of energetically out of someone else when you're disposing of that junk from someone else's auric field. You don't get it. You visualize like a black orb, and you can toss it, a black orb, a black hole, or you can toss it into it, or you can see yourself tossing it in the trash, or catching it on fire, or exploding, or many different ways you can, and talk about that. So yeah, that's what I finally got so I can actually teach and attune people into both, into all three: angel light facilitators, initiation facilitators. I can teach and attune into Reiki and Shambhala Reiki. It's just Shambhala multidimensional healing. It's not really Shambhala Reiki, but it is where I got it from. The woman said it is more to the people who are already Reiki masters. They understand the energy. So, but you don't have to be. That was my partner, my boyfriend. He can wait a couple minutes. You don't have to be a Reiki master to learn Shambhala. You can do it by yourself without Reiki, because it's going to open you up to Reiki itself. How far? 9 minutes. Oh, not that bad. So, going back and expanding on my video, what do you guys think, part one? It was talking about pop icons, or pop, not really pop, but characters in videos, anime, books, movies, things like that, and using them and not really idolizing them, but making them and working with them, making them like a spirit and working with them, since they especially if it's a movie or a series or a TV show. They already have so much energy left or built up around them, from the creation of it to people watching it and enjoying it and liking the movie, and people who relate to the characters. Why not work with those thought forms or spirits, if you wanted to put it that way? Um, Ava's House of Spirit did a great video, and I thank her, and she gave me a lot of praise in her video, and I thank you for that, Ava. Um, but I wanted to take it like a couple of steps further and talk about other things or other icons that you could use. They could be very powerful in your working. You can use any of, or I thought about it this morning as soon as I got here. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about this, so this popped in my mind. Um, a lot of us are crazy, at least I know I am. I'm a crazy Disney fan, crazy Pixar, Disney, any kind of animation, um, anime in general. I'm a crazy fan of that. So why couldn't I, which I could, I know now I can, but why not work with your favorite villain if you wanted to do shadow work? Why not let them be your guide? Why not let the boogeyman from Rise of the Guardians, or Maleficent, or the Evil Queen, or Cruella, or Ursula, or whatever? Why not let them be your guide to working with yourself, the aspects of yourself that you don't like, that you don't want people to see, that is basically your shadow? Why not let them help you? Or why not work with them? Like if you're a sea witch or you work mostly with sea, why not work with Ursula? You know, she was an all powerful sea witch, um, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you're working hexes and curses. You know, her being a villainess, she could be a positive role model. She could teach you the ways of the sea, you know, just going off that way. Or you could work with Maleficent for energy work, if you wanted to put it that way. Um, the Evil Queen for vanity and potion making. Vanity, I mean beauty, not vanity. Beauty and potion making, and anti-aging, I guess you could say. I don't mean to offend anybody, but or you can work with the Disney princesses, or the Disney princes, or anything from Disney. Um, Hell, you can even work with Star Wars. You know, work with the Jedi. I mean, there's a whole thing now that it's a Jedi path, the Jedi, the religion of the Jedi. Um, that is a legit religion, um, a legit path. I don't know. Yeah, it's a religion. No, it's a religion. Um, to work with Star Wars, since it's coming out this Friday, why not work with one of your favorite characters? You know, and vision and work with them through your magics. You totally can. There's nothing saying you can't. Um, don't believe everything you read in, you know, Wicca 101 books or whatever. It doesn't have to be. And I mean, I still respect God and Goddess. I do. But when there's other avenues to take that God and Goddess don't necessarily cover, I mean, so they could, but I'm not drawn to them. I'm drawn to working with these so called characters as spirit forms, instead of working with a god or goddess. And I still have my two. Now I have not localized, I have defaced my two god and goddesses by saying Goddess of the Moon and Lord of the Land, or Lord of the Forest. Um, those two resonate really deep with me now. They don't have to have a name, they don't have to have a face. It's their energy that I call in on circle. But I'm not saying that these spirits or thought forms of the villains, Disney princesses, or whatever are, you know, what I was talking about earlier, Jack Frost doesn't have to, is not going to replace God and Goddess. You're not going to call on them and ask them for certain things and expect them to get done, or give them offerings and expect them to get done. I mean, I totally just like went behind myself and like kicked me in the ass. Um, I mean, it's possible that could happen. It's very possible that you could set up an altar to Maleficent and create and empower this thought form that's already out there, because Maleficent has a big following um, of people who like the video, who like her in the first Sleeping Beauty and in the second Sleeping Beauty, which is Maleficent, um, and gave her that energy, and the creators behind it gave her a lot of energy and brought her to life as well. Um, so the energy is out there, and if you shape it into a thought form Maleficent, I'm not saying, well, I am saying that if you do that, it is possible that you can set up an altar to her and you can ask for certain things to be done and give her offerings and candles, and things will happen because theoretically you're creating a thought form that looks like Maleficent, and she is helping you because you created her. That makes any sense? Hopefully it does. Um, so so yeah, I mean, it's highly possible. I've one thing that I have, I'm on this website which I'm about to delete myself off of because it's full of ignorant cunts. But it's called Spells and Magic. I mean, it's the best thing if you want to look up a quick spell, but you have to decipher which one's real and which one's fantasy. There's a lot of fantasy artards on that site who think they can shapeshift their body in physical life. Um, which, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say it's not possible. It could be it could be extremely possible, and they're just in the shadows. You know, I'm not going to doubt or say anything is not possible. Everything is possible, or anything is possible when it comes to magic. Anything is possible. Um, it's just what gets me about that website is when they talk about. I was on. I was reading a discussion on telekinesis and levitation, and one of the moderators came back really quickly and said that it's not possible. Um, excuse me? I'm sorry, apparently you haven't seen someone levitate in the middle of ritual when they call on the god or goddess. Their feet come up a couple inches to a foot off the ground because they're invoking the power within themselves. Or I've seen, or you haven't seen someone personally move something with their mind. I've seen that. It happens. But I'm not going to go back in there and sink down to their level and try to explain it because they already have it set in their minds where it doesn't happen. Which means for them, they must not live a magical life. Just me saying. I know this went on more than what I expected it to, which is fine. It didn't bother me. I hope it doesn't bother you. But I think anything is possible. And I think working with anything can be possible. I think what Ashara Star Goddess, mess up your name, I apologize. She talks about, and Lady Gravedancer talks about, and other people have talked about it as well. Gabby has talked about it. Simply Gabrielle has talked about it. Working with things that you are working with entities that call to you, but you're not in that set religion, or you're not from that. I don't want to say race, but you're not from that ethnic group, I guess you could say, that they favor, they so-called favor. Um, I think you can work with anything as long as you're led to it, or if you're interested in it, you can work with anything. Building up a relationship with spirit, as Ashera Star Goddess has said, is you need to build that connection first. If you want to get closer to your guides, you need to set that intention out. You need to create an altar and set up offerings. And the same thing goes with thought forms. If you want to create something, going back to what I said earlier, if you want to create something or have something that, and work with something that's from a movie, a book, an anime, or whatever, you need to get images get sayings, get things, and make it like a vision board or an altar of them, and work with that energy and build energy into it daily until you feel its presence and you can work with it. Um, so yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say on the subject. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or what have you, um, um, comment down below, and I'll definitely get back and definitely be in touch with you. So I'm signing off for today. I have to get ready for work in a little bit. So many blessings, guys. See you again soon.